Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support and any kind of updates and such. Usually I go about on Twitter X. And yeah, yesterday I did manage to publish Dead Space Remake. Today we don't have a gameplay thingy. I will try to, I don't know, I will try to do a little bit live stream. I'm on the Leyndell Asher Capital. I already did Farmazula. Yeah, basically there. I think I only need to complete that to reach the audience with Marika. But yeah, I'm ready to go for the DLC. And there are some good news. Already some reviews came up with the DLC out of nowhere 2 days before. I will cover this in a bit. But yeah, at this moment, if you want to explore a little bit Elden Ring theories from my side, I've got here the playlist on the main page of the channel. It's just a handful of those theories that I think I might add to the discussion. But usually I got a lot of theories. Some of them are basically reconfirmation, let's say, of the consensus that the lore community already reached. And I think it fits there. I only had like a handful of theories that might spark a little bit more discussion, but we might know some more twists and turns on the DLC. But yeah, let's go to the news. Yeah, the Adobe thingy just keeps on going. Since the last shenanigans that they did regarding the TOS, so terms of service, basically they were locking out users of accessing the services, or even try to back up stuff that they had on the cloud and then reject those services. I think you cannot even have didn't have a button to refuse the service. It was something a prompt that if you don't accept, you cannot even uninstall the apps. You can only accept uninstall the apps and access the service if you accept the TOS. But because the changes that they made on the TOS makes things in the people even more let's say angry and disappointed, which is something that it's again with Adobe disappointment. I think it's a current theme. But now the Department of Justice of the United States is already now filing a lawsuit, mainly regarding the fee stuff, because people started to cancel their service after the shenanigans with the TOS, and they found out that somewhere, somehow, in that fine writing and fine print, they reserved the right to basically charge at least 50% of the remaining contractual obligation, which basically, if you sign up a month ago and you want to cancel the plan, you have to pay at least 50% of the remaining annual contract. Yeah, it's a shit show. And yeah, they basically filed a lawsuit because of that. We'll see how this goes. Again, usually from my perception and from what I've been seeing, when they do this, is basically they just put the company and fine them. They just issue fines in terms of of how they behave themselves. There is no, for example, at least that I can see, like refunding people that have to pay this 50% of the remaining contractual obligation. Yeah, I don't know if in this lawsuit they are aiming specifically people that unsubscribe on the service at a certain given point in time. They might be refunded. I think it serves best instead of paying fines, because again, people are paying for a service, and they are basically paying for a service that will not benefit because they already canceled. But yeah, this is what happens here. Hopefully they will get sued to almost bankruptcy, because this is the way they go about business is not justifiable. It doesn't make any sense. And now we have a lot of competition regarding the applications that they provide and the services they provide. Again, usually I bookmarked, I completely forgot to bring it up, there is a table from Grams regarding there is a table where you have the competition services, and it's very comprehensive. Got if it is a free app or not, if it has a subscription, or if it has like a single payment for the full access to the app. It's got a lot of it's a very comprehensive table. At the moment, I completely forgot to bring it up. I will leave a link on that tweet on the links to article. Just after this article, there will be the Grams tweet with that table. And I think it's very comprehensive, so you can get an idea. But the main gist of it is, if you're using video editing, DaVinci Resolve is the best one, given that you pay a single fee, and you have full access to the app, and the app itself has excellent color correction. It's used on Hollywood studios to do their movies, so I think it's more than good publicity on that point. And then you got a lot of Affinity. I think it's for I think it's called Affinity for image editing and such. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff, a lot of excellent programs, even with other apps from Adobe, from Illustrator, Audition, and you got a lot of apps that you can do a lot of stuff there. It's just a matter of you trying to get used to sometimes the new interface, sometimes the shortcut keys are not the same. So, but it's just a matter of getting used to it, because in terms of the quality of the apps themselves are pretty good. But yeah, if you're interested, I will leave that table on the link after this article there. But yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully they get sued and fined to the nth degree, and see if they at least start changing their behavior, even though again, trust is very difficult to rebuild after it's been lost. So yeah, I hope they learn the lesson regarding this situation. We got this thing we got the news from PlayStation, like laying off 10% or 8% or something like that of their workforce around across several studios, and one of those was this Firesprite. I think they do a lot of VR games, but yeah, they have come out with a statement on X. Again, these past few months have been incredibly challenging, of course, and then as the consultation process now draws to a close, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to all the incredible talented colleagues who will always remain a part of our story. We race to the future of resilience and determination, united in our vision to deliver a forgettable gaming experience to our players. Again, this comes about... it's kind of similar, like Microsoft. They just we were going to take more chances here and there. We want this kind of games to have more awards and such. Then they closed Tango Gameworks that delivered Hi-Fi Rush, and again they also Austin, Texas also was closed. Again, I think they sacrificed that lamb because of Redfall, because it was the latest game of that studio was Redfall. But yeah, we are seeing across the industry a lot of layoffs. I saw something that this year alone we had more layoffs than the year before, the entire year before. So yeah, it's not looking good, and not the main reason, but to add to the fact again. We still see a lot of layoffs, but the CEOs their bonuses are increasing year by year. So that's why I don't like CEOs, and they are cult of personality to a certain extent, similar like Phil Spencer. Everybody, when the studio closed from Microsoft, everybody, poor Phil Spencer must be in a lot of pressure. No, he's not in a lot of pressure. His bonuses are going to ramp up because the company still profits, so the bonuses are still there for him. Millions and millions of dollars that could be distributed between the developers and maintain the studio's functioning. And then we got again the issue of the fact that they spent $70 billion on acquiring Activision Blizzard. All of those shenanigans. Same thing with PlayStation. They are all the same things. They are companies that are trying to accumulate more power, let's say, or more market. But then again, I think they forget that studios need money to be maintained when they are not making games, or when they are in a more lull state. I think they tend to forget, and then because they can fire the studios and maintain the IPs in their portfolio, which is something that usually might bring some evaluation on the I don't know in the company. I don't know exactly how that works, but I imagine that has something to do with it. But yeah, then we got all the acronym mafia consultancy shenanigans happening, which doesn't help because they launch poor quality games because every game has to obey to a checklist that the main consumers, and in this case consumers being customers, the paying customers, they don't like the product, they don't buy the product, the product fails, and then studios close. It's a cycle that needs to be broken apart, but it will take time until they reach that conclusion. But we all do our part the best way that we can. But yeah, layoffs are not good because in the middle of this is like any kind of war. Let's say civilians are getting hurt in this crusade against this acronym mafia stuff there. Then we got Avowed. Supposedly, the art director explains why the studio went for a more vibrant, colorful style. I remember seeing the CGI trailer in 2020. It was kind of more in line with kind of a Skyrim. That's the case. They made the comparison there, but it was supposedly to be a more gloomy palette, let's say, of colors, more in line with kind of a Skyrim or more dark fantasies. For we can call it Elden Ring as a. It doesn't have a mute palette in some, depending on the areas there. But yeah, a Shadow of the Tree supposedly is going to have a more muted palette, mainly because Shadow of the Erdtree itself, the theme there. But yeah, I didn't see from what he talked about. I didn't see any kind of red flags here on their statements. I think they decided in the meantime trying to go for a more vibrant color, to try to evoke, I don't know exactly what. But even though that there is a comparison of being like a more muted palette regarding in the art direction, usually tends to invoke danger, something about reminiscing like old times and the such. I think they were trying to, I don't know, bring a more vibrant palette, maybe to give the impression that people, that the player is on the present time. It's not something that you might reminisce there. I don't know if it's something to try to be more immersive in the sense that it's you, that you are in that exact moment, not something that you reminisce about in the past there. At least that's my perception from all the words that he spewed out here. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if this game is decent enough. There is some rumors this is going to be, they're going to have a mode for third-person view. Again, first person like this, it's not too much my style there. I prefer like a third person over the shoulder kind of a thing, like Elden Ring, Dark Souls, all that jazz. That kind of a camera angle, I think it's more suitable, at least as a personal taste there. But lastly, we got the Shadow of the Erdtree reviews. Yeah, I've watched, I don't know, 4 different ones. I think out of my head, I think it was Fighting Cowboy in terms of videos. I read the Small Town. It didn't make a video. It made just a written review. Small Town, Extra Life, and I think 1 or 2 more. I didn't watch any of the IGNs or the IGN itself. I'm not going to cover not IGN, GameSpot, or even Kotaku. Kotaku was a disgrace. It was reviewed by Alyssa Mercanti. Yeah, the review is more about their struggle in the real world than the DLC itself. These people can make every subject about themselves except for the subject in hand, which in this case, Shadow of the Erdtree DLC from Elden Ring. Yeah, it was a shit show. There is already a lot of videos. I'm not covering that much of this kind of acronym mafia stuff there because there is a lot of covering already, and not basically going to add anything new. That's why I'm focusing more positive things. In this case, the fact that the Shadow of Tree and the consensus is around at least 9.5 and up. Even Alyssa Mercanti, supposedly that she usually doesn't play Elden Ring, Dark Souls games, but she sacrificed herself in the altar of gaming what usually this kind of sites are supposed to be doing. It's playing games and review them and give opinions regarding the game without any personal biases as much as they can. But yeah, even that lady managed to give a higher score. So even for this nose ring mafia, supposedly it's a pretty good. Again, from WCCF Tech, again, just I choose this one because of the pros and cons you can have without entering in spoilers. Basically, you got the map itself. Fighting Cowboys said it was layers upon layers upon layers. So the overall extent in terms of 2D size is basically Limgrave, of course, taking into account Weeping Peninsula, kind of the same kind of area. So basically the area that fits in the middle of between the Divine Towers. But the verticality there is ramped up to 11 with the maps that we seen from Elden Ring. We got a lot of weapons, talisman, ashes of war. I think on the Facts of Life they have like a breakdown of everything new that you have. We got challenging new enemies and bosses, impressive visual design of the Shadow Realm. The only cons that I see throughout is a little bit the performance in certain areas. I think it's a little bit more on the stuttering side there. Otherwise, everybody said that they had a smooth experience. It's just certain aspects there, but again, this is a version pre-launch, so everybody thinks that we will have a good and smooth experience on the DLC. The lack of innovation, I don't know what they mean there. Even though there are some recycled enemies, again, it makes sense lore-wise. That will be going to be some same enemies and bosses, but there is a huge variety of enemies and new enemies and boss, at least field bosses and remembrance bosses there. On the side of Facts of Life, they played around 120 hours, and the old team, all the team that they have, around 250 between all of them. So it could give you a sense of how long it might take for you to explore this. Again, where is it? They got, yeah, here. You got 90, at least what they counted. They managed to count 95 new weapons, 10 new shields, almost 40 talisman, almost 15 new sorceries, almost 30 new incantation, 20 new spirit ashes, 25 new ashes of war, 30 new armor sets, and more consumables and craftables. Yeah. Oh, you got this one. This is maybe an example, kind of a spoilery kind of a thing, but no, it's a two-headed talisman. Makes sense because of the crucible thing. But yeah, they give it a 9.6. Again, the story and the setting. Again, I think there are a lot of questions, but a lot of questions are answered here. But and a lot of stuff from the lore is basically answered. But again, a lot of questions still remain, which is always good to speculate there. The design and audiovisual performance, they give it a 9, mainly because of some performance issues here and there. But yeah, other than that, the consensus seems to be kind of basically the expansion is basically another game. The average, the reviewers that took less time to go about the DLC, they took around between 30ish to 40 hours to go through there. But the people that are exploring a little bit here and there, they're going about 60, 70, probably. Some people speculate if you are like a Roomba explorer, so going small circles, trying to explore every cave and every mine and every kind of dungeon, you probably will take another almost 100 hours trying to get everything there on one run. So yeah, basically it's a new game inside the game. I'm pretty excited. I will see if I can start streaming as soon as it is available on my time zone. I think it's on the 21st at 2 a.m. I'm not sure if I'm going to manage to stay up that late to play at least the entry hour or something like that. I will have to wait and see. But again, as soon as I go live, I will let everybody know. And yeah, again, the PSA, supposedly there are some spoilers on like final bosses and the such. Even in some reviews, Some people enter in spoiler territory. Um, I'm not sure if it was on purpose or not. That's why I maintain myself. I know that Factual Life was very careful on trying not to get into spoiler territory, especially on the story part and the setting thing. Yeah, Fighting Cowboy also didn't enter in any kind of spoilers. He circled around very well around spoilers. Again, the only spoilers that you might see is on the video itself, the images. If you don't want any kind of visual spoilers, let's say, of new areas that they're trying to demonstrate certain the new weapons and such, just read the article here on the Factor Live. They don't have any spoilers. And here I'm not sure, WCCF Tech, I didn't read the full length of the review. I just went for the pros and cons to see if it was in line with everything that I saw there. But yeah, only around 2 days until this comes out, and everybody has a little bit more fun on an excellent game. And yeah, regarding news, this is what I got. Just going for some quick deals here. We still have Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice. It's 90% off. Again, at this price point, there is no denying this is an excellent deal. We got Bioshock the Collection around 1 day or so at the date of publishing the video. 80% off on the trilogy. We got Children of Morta, 75% off. We got Death Stranding Director's Cut. I think this is an excellent game, especially 50% off. I think this is a must play. If you at least like Hideo Kojima games, I think this is an excellent one. This is not only about being an Amazon deliverer game. Got a lot of story there, got a lot of mechanics around delivering, but you got some other kind of tools to go about and make some... there is a lot of community stuff there. It's a synchronous multiplayer stuff there that you have, very interesting, and how you're going about it. But yeah, the story itself is very interesting. We got Dredge, it's 35% off also. We got The Invincible, 44%, excellent reviews here. And then finally we got the Resident Evil franchise, is still up on deal until the 21st. I will leave all the Resident Evil games there so you can complete your collection there. But yeah, other than that, this is what I got for you today, guys. I will just wrap up with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. The extra support is mainly for me at this moment in time to get a better storage solution, so I can get backups of the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.